Independent movement. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you very much for joining us.
Very good morning, and to your listeners, always a privilege to be with you.
Very quick word on who you are as a United Independent Movement. What do you bring to the table here?
Well, the UIM was formed as a movement 3 years ago, in specifically to address the problems that we had with the decaying country. And the principles that we brought to the table were actually five, and the majority of them was to stifle corruption, attack crime, bring capital back to the presence of where the people need it, and for sure to uphold and keep the constitution stable. So jobs and justice is basically what we fought for, and we went into the local government elections and had a resounding success in getting seats in Cape Town, Joburg and eThekwini, and we've just been growing, and now the next step is to take part in a coalition called the Multi-Party Charter for South Africa,
Right.
and to bring a new government.
And what was the main thing for you? What was the main, in terms of the principles that you're coming forward with, in terms of adopted, that you need to agree with in order to be part of any pact? What were some of those main principles for you?
The main principle is that I am very clear on record that we will never form any coalition or power sharing agreement with the African National Congress. That is as clear and plain and simple. Secondly, that we want to avoid an EFF scenario in government. And thirdly, that whatever we put on the table, be it for the economy, for health, services, infrastructure, it's time to bring a government back for the people. I know it sounds politics, but this is the fact. We have failed in 30 years. We need to rebuild this country.
Is there enough, really? I mean, one of the things really that we have about with that we've struggled with in South Africa, why the ANC continues to dominate elections, albeit that they have been decreasing their share of the vote, is the fragmented nature of South African politics. I suppose this is a step towards bridging that, because I do wonder whether there is enough that brings you together as parties than what divides you, and then which then begs the question for why you all have to exist as separate entities.
I think there's two reasons. You know, I come from the ANC. I am an ANC stalwart for more than 3 decades. I think the simple fact is that the ANC brought liberation, but they couldn't take the step up to become an effective government in this country. It's not blaming the ANC, it's just where they are. Secondly, we are not making an enemy of the ANC. We are just saying we can deliver a better government. I want to make it very clear, the future of South Africa politics is coalition government. And it's because we need to replace this government. We don't have the time to build up a collective force. And therefore, if we form this new multi-party charter, we have the possibility to take that ANC down 50% and below and create a government of coalition, which is new to this country, like it is, but work through it and get the 50+1 and deliver a government to this country that can create a new stability and what we need. But this is politics. It's going to take effort. The numbers game. But good news, I am telling you, we are going to get there.
Yeah. And what are your impressions of the first day of deliberations? What are you hopeful will come out of? Are you hopeful rather that you would have anything substantial coming out of the gathering?
I think that the myth, the prayer, was that this wouldn't work from one side. Everybody was obviously a bit nervous and doubtful. 8 parties coming to the table, sitting down, all different charters, all different attitude. And when we started, you could feel yesterday the tension was in the air. But can I tell you, there was an absolute eureka, halala moment in that deliberation yesterday. The wall broke, the light came through, and we got down to business. But heated, but robust. But at the end of the day, what was amazing was that the leaders that were there compromised, sacrificed, and got more than 12 points through, which I must tell you in its own is a miracle.
Great stuff. Well, thank you very much, Neil de Beer, for joining us, President of the United Independent Movement. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, and no matter what the people do, please know we must vote next year. Thank you for you, and thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you so much. And then in a moment, we'll speak to